Hey, what up, guys? How we doing? HBKchip back on the block, ready for another video. So today we're gonna be talking about the piggy killer. Yeah, that goofball. I don't know what it is, but he's such a fucking muskrat, a bean, a fiend. What? When you see this face, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Be honest. This guy's name is Robert Willie Williams. So naturally, you're a bitch for having two middle names. Really, my guy? So your mom wanted to call you Robert, and you're walking around with Willie. You're goofy. Remember that. He was born in 1942. Relationship he had with his father, relationship he had with his mother. Just real quick rundown. His dad only beat him, apparently, right? And his mom worked him like a dog. Don't have homework, you have homework, doesn't matter. Get to the farm, start doing your thing. Chop down the meat, grind it up, let's do it. He lived his entire life on the farm. He dropped out at 14, and yeah, his mom didn't care. She was like, okay, cool, you can work some more. The event that might have changed his life, like the course of his whole journey, might have been the time when his brother, his older brother David, was speeding. He was speeding in town, and he hit a 19-year-old guy named Tim. And he decided, hey, let me just go home, get mom, see what she's saying, right? Like, moms, look at this. Boom, I think her name was Lois, something like that. Bitch nigga too. Came, seen it, and was like, oh, those are fatal injuries, so it is what it is, right? They come back home, Robert finds out, and he's like, oh, so you can get away with stuff as long as there's no evidence? His parents died and they left him a lot of money. They had a pig farm, yep, and he had millions now. He split it with his brother and his sister, I believe, and then he decided, hey, let me go kill some prostitutes. We're not really gonna run too much back into a story, but just a couple things to talk about. This dirty muskrat was described as a weird, strange man who stunk, and he was just a loner. In 1996, the Piggy brothers opened a charity called the Piggy Palace, and they pledged to raise money for service businesses around town. No, all they did was just party. They literally threw raves and pop mollies, not really mollies, henny, heroin, crack, all of that fun stuff. They were going crazy. I'm not gonna hold you, they were going crazy, but what could we do, right? Apparently these flipping parties were crazy because over 10,000 people like came through. That's wild. But they weren't coming for you, bitch ass Picton. They were coming for the drugs. Stop playing with me. See, drugs can get you in a lot of trouble. Unfortunately, it brought us to death this time. Rest in peace to all the victims. Again, in this video, we're not going to be going crazy into the victims' lives or the families. We're just going to be, we're talking about the bitch boy that did this. Now, neighbors, of course, would start complaining about the loud noises all hours of the night, literally morning to night. And they'll be complaining about, like, women screaming, like, hurt, like, like, you know what I mean? So, off rip, the police should be stepping up and saying, hey, what's going on? Because this was around like 1970, 1972, and they just let it slide. Downtown Eastside became his spot. More specifically, Low Track downtown Easttown. So the place then, this one spot, it was basically Skid Row of Vancouver. It was called the poorest spot, or the poorest spot in British Columbia at the time. Unfortunately, drug was just the way of life here, and to support that way of life, they mostly did it through sex work. Like, unfortunately, men and women, it's nothing crazy, but unfortunately, more unfortunately, some even started at 11 years old at the time. I don't know how it is now, but that's wild. Come on. It said that a quarter of the population was HIV positive. That just goes to show you the type of people that this fucking asshole was trying to You know, like, hey guys, I'll give you money, I'll give you drugs, I'll give you a place to stay. Come with me. Like, you're gonna get raped in jail. You know that, right? You're one of those guys. You're a fucking goof. It like, you really think that was you did something. You did something. They're not even there. They taking candy from a baby. You're something. That's the type of person you are, though. That's wild. In 1978, the police started, you know, collecting a pile of victims that they thought were connected. In 1987, a special violence against women unit was created, but in 1989, it was shut down due to insignificant funds. Like the progress, the intel, the information they were getting, it just wasn't hidden. And they were like, well, we can probably allocate our resources somewhere else. But still, damn, it didn't really seem like the police were trying to do their jobs. To me, it's like, hey, my sister, my mother, someone that's close to me is missing. This is not like them. Oh, was she a prostitute? Oh, was she a drug addict? Okay, so yeah, she lives a, you know, eccentric life. Yeah, she could definitely, like, you know, run away. She shouldn't have to let you know. What are you trying to say? You own her? What are you trying to say? But that's the impression I get from the police, to be honest. Like, why aren't you guys trying more? Come on. And another thing is, unfortunately, the families, they didn't report them missing. Like, they kind of reported, like, some did, some reported it maybe 2-3 years later, because they knew they were in that lifestyle. Like, it was more like a double-edged sword. Just want, like, I don't want to attack the police 100% on it, but you guys could have tried harder if you were getting paid more, and if you could, like, I don't know, get our trust. All those things really just start piling up, and we can't just throw blame at everybody. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, they were drug addicts, and to get drugs, Bitchton had the drugs and the money and the house, so they were like, you know what? And they weren't there 100%, so they just went in. Hey, let me do it. I'm not even mad at them. Like, rest in peace. We just have to see the mistake and be like, what went wrong? What's the problem? Like, what's the issue? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Now, here's the story for me with Bitchton, with Robert Bitchton. Like, look at his nose, bro. If it just had a hook at the end, he would have definitely been Penguin from Batman. Why you look like a goblin? Give me a sec. Come on, bro. Bruh. Tell me this isn't Robert Bitchton. Look at his nose. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's not Robert Bitchton? Come on, bro. That's not Robert Bitchton? You're lying. Come on, bro. Robert Bitchton. Bitch him. Oh my god, bro. Hate this nigga. So, like, you can't be okay, Ted Bundy, in my opinion, wasn't, I don't know, sweet, but I'm not a shorty. I don't know if you noticed, but it is what it is. Robert Bitchton, come on, bro. You're not sweet. You're not that guy. And I know I'm not the first one to break it to you. I know that. So you and your 73-year-old ass can rot in prison. Die. It is what it is, though. Moving on. Here's the story for me. Bitchton, or Robert Bitchton, right? This guy tries to get another victim. Snatches a lady, right? She's a real one. Sees a knife while he's trying to throw on some handcuffs. Stabs him. Runs away. Hails down someone. Hey, man. But the thing is, he got stabbed, then he stabbed her. She ran away, limping, you know, like, I'm stabbed. Went to the hospital. Bitchton is with her. Bitchton is there. He's getting his injuries looked at too. Bro, aren't you a real one? Aren't you a murderer? I'm sorry, but you never watched the movies? Mans are like rubbing dirt, sand, mud, anything into their wounds so they don't have to go to the hospital. Then, remember, this lady still has the handcuffs on her. Then, she sees him like, hey, That's Bitchton. What's going on? This goofy had the keys. He had the keys to the handcuffs on him. Bitchton, are you serious? They checked the keys. They're like, wow, it works. Okay, you're going to jail. Unfortunately, that case, it dropped because they were like, hey, she's not considered 100% competent. She can't fully understand what's going on. She was like telling the truth, but they weren't trying to listen. It is what it is though. Life's too short. She's okay. We got a survivor. In 1999, a tip came in that a woman has seen someone in Robert's slaughterhouse. What? They seen them hanging in his slaughterhouse. Now, the thing is, after the case got dropped, he got mad sloppy. Like, he didn't even care anymore. He was like, hey, I guess I can get away with anything. Nope. Running it back to when he was like 14, 15, and his mom murdered someone, or his brother and his mom murdered someone, and just kicked him into the riverbank. He's like, hey, I can just get away with it. So it is what it is. After getting this tip, the police went to talk to the lady. Hey, we were told that you seen that there was a lady inside of his garage. What's going on? Boom, she's like, hey, it wasn't. A couple months later, she came back and was like, hey, it was. Sorry, Robert kind of has like the drugs and the money, and I didn't want to mess with that bag. Hey man, say man, I'm not, again, drugs makes you think weird, but she did come through. Thank you, miss. Now the police are really looking at this guy like, hey, let's go talk to him. Let's talk to him today. Let's talk to him right now. But they can't. They don't have any warrants. You know what I mean? They can't just kick open his door and do anything. Now, in 2002, our guy Scott Chubb called the police in to let them know that Robert had illegal weapons. This was the moment. This was the moment. It's time to shine. It's time to boot that guy's door. You know what I mean? Boom, they do it. They're like, hey, there's a lot of illegal weapons in here, and we're seeing a couple things that don't belong to you. We got him, boys. We got him. Boom, they get another warrant. They arrest him, get another warrant, hold him down, let him free though for a sec, like bail him out, or he gets bailed out. Run that whole arrest back after finding all of the DNA from the victims. They found an inhaler from one of the specific victims, the handcuffs with DNA of those victims, and women's clothes and shoes. Yeah, Robert, we got you. We got you. What you gonna do? What I love about the police, when they got him, they didn't give him a second to chill. They actually planted a mole inside of Robert Bitchton's, a RMCP officer, Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer, inside of his cell, pretended to be someone else, like a convict or whatever, just so he can stitch on himself some more. Yep, they weren't letting up. They weren't letting him chill. They were like, hey, burn yourself some more, buddy. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. This goofy inside of jail said, yeah, man, I had him. I had him. I wish, though, I could get 50. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty disgusting. You're gross. You're nasty. Like, that's even worse than just smelling bad. You smell bad. He was found guilty for 6 murders, though. Quick rant. Why does it take so long for trials? Like, why do we waste so much time for shit stains like this? This guy got arrested in like 2002 and actually got thrown in jail in like 2007. I heard some things were happening in 2011. Like, why isn't he dead? You know what I mean? How about this? Quick proposal. Why don't we have the families of the victims collectively go in the room as a jury and decide what happens? And it has to be unanimous. Therefore, if it's a death penalty, who else has the right to say anything aside from the families? Who else should decide the fate of this person than the mother and the father, or, you know, the person closest? Like, obviously it doesn't have to be like direct family, but the most closest person, and it has to be unanimously voted upon. Hey, you and you represent the family, go. Whatever you want to happen, go. Boom. Yeah, man, we all decided the death penalty. Off with his head. Bye, Robert. Bye, Bitchton. See ya.